All right. In this episode, I'll really just be explaining what this new show is. You can pretty much skip it if you don't care and you just want to get to it. But I'll just get into explaining it. This is also going to be a short video, but you know that. You can look at the video length. News. So I should note that I basically don't read the news in any way, not even through Facebook like a lot of people. It just so happens to be not even, I was going to say a life choice, but not even that. I just, by sheer coincidence, have no desire to ever check Facebook. In fact, I have to force myself to post on it every once in a while so my family knows what's going on. Yeah, I don't really read the news, watch the news. Not even online. My phone might have a news app, but I think that's just because Google doesn't let you delete their basic apps like music and games and all that. Because I have an Android, and that's whatever. Androids are weird in some cases too, just not. So I don't generally partake in the news. I found that if I really came to the fact that I just never found out about things, I probably would have gone and like forced myself to read the news once in a while. But I don't. If something crazy happens, I hear about it. And it's not like I completely ignore it. It's just that I don't read anything specifically newsy. It's not to say I don't still watch SNL once in a while or have or watch John Oliver's and stuff like that. Not because I'm not totally on board with everything John Oliver says, but I think he's generally only half news. I think what he does is he tends to find an issue that he thinks is worthwhile. His staff, anyways, find an issue that they generally think is worth covering. Spend a few months on it and then toss it in. I think he must have like a staff of like 50 or something like that, and he always has 2 or 3 people working on some story. Because just the amount of information he pulls out, I mean, geez. He's got the comedy in there, but he seems like a pretty naturally funny person. And then I'm sure he's got at least 2 or 3 people there who are also naturally funny people who are working as writers. Yeah, but John Oliver is just about as newsy as it gets for me. I don't really think that, I don't know how to, well, what it comes down to with this show is that I am going to pick out a couple of particular stories, or probably just one. I'm going to read it from the news. It might not just be news straight up. It might be 20 years old. I'll read an article. I'll try to say the name of the article in the video, but I think if I put it in the description, I might get in trouble or something. Something with copyright or something like that. But if I just talk about it and say its name in the video, I think I'm fine. I don't know where I heard that, but I listen to old wives' tales as much as I listen to hard facts. That's just the kind of person I am. So I'm going to just assume that that's a thing. But I will try and say the full name of the article and the author just so I can talk about it. And of course, I'm not like going to read it straight off, so it's not plagiarism. I'm just talking about it. Actually, I'm going to have to Google if that's plagiarism. If it is plagiarism, you'll never see this video because I'll just decide I'll find a different way around this. But if it's not, and you're watching this video, know that I looked it up and it's not plagiarism. If I don't direct quote it, I just talk about it. So I'm going to try and find an article that's generally newsy, or it might just be political. Although I think if I want to straight talk about a straight, if I want to straight talk about a straight, if I want to just talk about something that's straight up politics, something I disagree with, that'll be in the top politics section. So this will be more about something which is currently happening. It could be something which has been currently happening for 20 years, but if it's just a straight political issue, like what should we do about abortion? I'm not going to talk about that here. That said, if there's some bill or something in the works, then I'll talk about my views about abortion, maybe on politics, or maybe I'll do it here with a quick summary, and then I'll say what I think about this bill versus what the controversy of it is. So that's more or less what this show is going to be. I know this was a really short episode, but I was just kind of explaining it. I wanted to get it out of the way. Maybe I'll name this episode 0. I don't know. You'll see. No, it'll probably just be 1. Since I knew the explanation of this one would be kind of lengthily, it'd be kind of lengthy. So, yeah, I didn't want to waste half of the first episode talking about this. So, yeah, that's what that show is. Yeah, so enjoy the generalized outro. I have like 50 intros and outros to make, so it's just going to be the general one, for now at least. All right, enjoy it.